I'm being welcomed to my room with my name on the TV, and then I'm going to turn it off. Okay, we have reached our room 904, which is really high. I think there were only 10 floors, yeah?
Yes.
10 floors. And when I checked in on the app, when we landed at Reagan National, it said this was the last room they had.
This room.
This is cool. We're way up high. It is so, there's a pool.
Whoa, really?
Like, it's not for this, but I mean, we're like by apartment buildings. This is Crystal City. It was really close to the airport, and our shuttle driver drove like a maniac. But we're on the 9th floor, so we have a view of the street down here. Yeah, these valances above the windows are really pretty.
We had pretty curtains like this in the really nice one we stayed at last time we were here.
In the Hilton,
Yeah,
down on the National Mall. Okay, so we stayed out here this time in Crystal City, which we're gonna need to take the metro to get into all the attractions and stuff because it was cheaper. It is currently Easter week. It's Wednesday and Easter is on Sunday. And this is spring break time, and all the hotels in Washington, D.C. were full and or very expensive. So if you wanted to be right down, like in downtown D.C. or National Mall or anything like that, it was really, really expensive. I got this room for a combination of points and money. I think I used 150,000 or 200,000 points, and then $650. And that's for 5 nights. So I thought, when I calculated it, when I was figuring it out, I felt like that was a pretty good deal. So that's how I got this room. And that's the only reason we were able to make this trip at this time, because we have another quite expensive trip coming up very soon, is because Megan was able to use points on Delta to get her ticket. I was able to get a decent price on tickets for Ben and I, and because I was able to use points and money to get this hotel room. Otherwise, we could not have afforded it. And the other big thing that's a big advantage in Washington, D.C., although Washington, D.C. can be an expensive city for like dining and hotels and stuff, all of the Smithsonian museums are free. And most of the like other national attractions are free entry. There are a couple museums that you have to get a reservation for yet, which we did. And I'll tell you which ones those are when we go to them. But you don't have to. Well, I had to pay $3. It was like a service fee, but you don't have to pay for tickets or anything. And then we're going to be using the metro and our feet to get around the whole time we're here. We don't have a car. We probably won't use taxis or Lyft or anything. So that's our plan, and that's how we're keeping this trip really low cost. Okay, let me show you. Typical Hampton Inn room. Megan's sitting at the desk with the chair, which I did notice she just checked for bed bugs. And we have 2 queen beds, really pretty setup. We've seen this kind of setup before, although it's dark wood. There's a Bible. 3 drawers there. Coffee stuff down on the bottom, a microwave, the big TV on top, and then a fridge in there. And over here we've got one of these solid white surface things with an alarm clock and a phone and individual bedside lights, but just on the inside. And then there are 2 plugs and 2 USBs underneath. Were there plugs over here, Meg? Yeah. There's
some here, 1 there, and 2 there.
Okay, cool.
And
2 USBs, yeah. So lots of plugs over here at the desk. Kind of a smallish
Also not lit over there.
desk.
The desk is kind of smallish.
Yeah. The windows are strangely low, aren't they? Like, yeah, look at Ben's head. And the top of the... Oh, it does go up farther. But yeah, the way they had the shades, they looked really low. That's weird. It doesn't go any higher?
Oh, no.
Oh, weird. Okay. Got some little cool classical architecture artwork here. There's just one place to put a suitcase, unfortunately. That's this thing, and then it has a drawer and a shelf underneath it. But there's no luggage rack. You didn't find one, right, guys?
No.
So the kids are probably going to have to put their suitcases on the floor. The reason mine always goes on whatever the elevated thing is because my spinal problem, I cannot bend. There are 3 hooks on the wall for hanging our jackets, which will be good because it's supposed to rain today and tomorrow. And there is a big full-length mirror. And then here, oh, here's the climate control. Is it a little warm in here?
I don't think so.
You're cold? Okay. This is the door we came in. And there is a closet here with a safe, pretty big safe. You could totally probably put your laptop in that safe, Meg, just don't forget it.
I don't think I want to do that.
Okay. And hangers, an iron, and an ironing board. An extra, looks like just an extra blanket, but boy, that looks like a really nice soft fuzzy blanket. Because there's no additional bed in here at all. And then bathroom, good solid bathroom door. Plenty of counter space, tissues, 0 products. There's body lotion and hand soap there. Tissues, towels, nice lighted mirror, toilet. There's a hairdryer down here. Garbage. Again, not a walk-in shower, so kind of a bummer, but it's a really low tub. So it's not going to be very hard to step over. And more products in the shower. Shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, I'm assuming. And then I'll show you in the hall quick. This is a pretty compact building. There's not very many rooms on each floor. The elevators are right there in the center. We're right at the end of the hall. And so there's 901 there. We're in 904. And it just goes like there and like around. And then there is a stairway right here and one more room right there. The lobby area and the breakfast area downstairs were really nice. Like, I feel like structurally this feels like an older hotel property, but it looks like it's been refurbished in recent years so that it has nicer decor and stuff. And there is a Hilton Garden Inn that Megan noticed said was built in 2020. It is attached, but the guy said to get to it we had to walk outside. So, but it's like all one big building. So there you go. This is our room at the Hampton Inn Suites, Crystal City, DCA, I think is the full name of it. It's very quiet in here. Like we can't hear any street noise and I can't hear any sound from any other rooms. So that's nice. But we're here for 5 nights while we explore Washington, D.C. Quick additional note. Ben just pointed out, because there's only one chair. This is an issue we've pointed out before, is when hotels have room to sleep 1, 2, 3, 4 people, but there is only a place to put 1 suitcase and there is only 1 seat. So there's only the desk chair, and Ben said you could easily put a nice armchair in that corner by the window, which would be really nice because then you could like sit and look out the window or whatever. But so there's only 1 place for us to sit. I think that it might have actually not had any suites left when I booked it. I did not book this hotel very long ago. And so maybe a suite with like a sofa and stuff was not even an option for me. But this is a Hampton Inn Suites. So I would assume they have some suites here that are a little bigger and more spacious and maybe have more furniture. All right, we quite easily found the metro station. Here's what the signs look like. They're a column like this with a big M on top, and then it'll say what station it is. And the escalators are over here. And this is actually saying it's National Landing. So I didn't realize National Landing and Crystal City were so close together. So I'll show you. We're here, and our hotel was like here. Yeah, so it wasn't very far at all. It was like, what, like 2-3 blocks? Yeah. So it's not too bad. By this colorful wall. So you would just take the escalator down into the station. Now we're gonna just backtrack a little bit to the Marriott up here on the corner that has a restaurant where we're gonna try to get dinner because it's about 7 o'clock and we're really hungry. But it was not bad. Now, granted, if you've been walking around DC all day and your feet hurt, this little 2-3 blocks might seem worse later, but it's not far. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so we've stayed one night in the hotel room, and this is some additional things I can tell you. It is very quiet in here. You can't really hear any other room noise. However, when I was lying in bed last night, I could hear like someone's phone buzzing with notifications, and we realized it was none of our phones because they were all muted. But I think that their, little night table was on the exact opposite side of the wall. It's like they had their phone sitting there, and I could hear their phone buzzing periodically through the wall. And then this morning, we could definitely hear hallway noise. There's a lot of kids staying in the hotel, young kids that must be on break. Some kids running up and down, talking loudly to their parents, slamming doors, things like that. Just briefly, first thing in the morning, like around 8. And then it's been quiet since then. So now it's just basically housekeeping carts out there. I did call down to get confirmation of the breakfast times. It's 6 to 10 every day, so it doesn't change on the weekends. And we did get down there in time for breakfast. It's almost 10 o'clock right now. Like all Hampton Inns, they have a waffle making station and a mix of, hot and cold items, plenty to choose from. And they we'll see, but usually they have different hot items every day. They are not having daily housekeeping here. That was the other thing I asked. So I did make the beds myself. I asked them how frequently are they doing housekeeping, and they said every 4 days. So we're here 5 nights. So I'm assuming that they would come the second to the last night, maybe. I'm not sure. But that just helps me to know that I can't stand messy beds, especially because we have nothing else to sit on except this chair that I'm sitting in. It's just good to know that they're not going to be coming. Like, we don't need to, lock anything away in the safe or anything like that because they're not going to be in here. I'm pretty sure that's Hilton wide now, unless it's a really high-end property or something where they are still doing it every day. And I think you might be able to request it every day, maybe. I'm not sure, but we're fine. You just need to know that if you're staying somewhere where they don't have daily housekeeping, you might have to call or go down to the front desk if you run out of something like towels or tissues or toilet paper or hand soap or something. They will get it to you quickly, but you might have to initiate that yourself. But overall, we're happy with the location of this hotel, and we're happy with the hotel itself. The room is pretty small. It's a pretty small room, and we definitely wish we had a suite, so we had some more furniture to sit on. Not having furniture to sit on really can start to be a problem when you have a longer stay at a hotel and you don't have any place to sit. We just don't like sitting on the beds, unless we're going to bed. So that would be my one negative about this room. But it's a reasonable walk to the metro station. And thankfully, it's not raining right now, so we don't have to worry about rain like we did last night when we walked to go eat dinner and stuff, so that's good. It is significantly colder in Washington, D.C. than we were expecting. It's only 49 degrees right now, and this is March 28th. But it is very pretty, and we've already seen quite a few blossoms on trees even just around the hotel. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this room tour and hotel tour of the Hampton Inn Suites, Crystal City, Virginia, basically, DCA, very close to the Reagan National Airport. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, and thank you for watching, and safe travels.